Welcome to Let's Play Solitaire, and thanks for joining us. Today we will attempt to solve this game, and we will try to play at the highest possible level. That means if there's a way to solve it, we will solve it. We're not going to edit anything here. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I like to go for the columns. That's these cards over here, and there's no columns to be moved. That'll make this a little challenging. Next thing I do is go for the draw pile. I look for any early cards, any to save for a insurance card, and as you can see, this won't go anywhere. So nothing there, nothing there. No moves yet. There's a fort. We can't move that. Okay, we have a black 9. We have an ace, and we got to figure out what we want to do here. What I'm going to do is click on the straw pile and go all the way to the back and then use the undo feature and see if there's any more moves. We got to be creative here. We may even need to figure out what's behind here if we move a card, perhaps. Okay. Well, we can move the queen, the 6, and the other 9. So we're going to be able to move 2 9s, black 9s here, but we're only going to make one move on this turn. That's this 9 right here. The reason being, we want to move this ace of hearts. And, well, we can move this queen, yeah, we can move this queen, 6, and 9, I believe. And then we're going to go back and see what we have. We'd ideally like to get a black jack. Oh, there's a black jack right there. Oh, that's perfect. We're in good shape now. Because if we didn't have a move, we were pretty much done. We'll move this 8 and then the black jack, but we're not going to do it yet. And we're going to try to see if we can find another move in here, of course, because we're going to need another move. But let's start with the ace, and let's uncover this deuce of hearts here. So we're going to click here, and one more click. There it is. There's the ace. Now what's behind here? Okay, another... Oh, there's just a 10, right? Okay. So I think what we want to do is we want to play all 3 of these cards here. So we're going to play the ace of spades. And we're going to play the jack. We don't know which of these 2 10s we're going to play. We're going to come to that in just a minute. Before we do that, we're going to uncover what's under this deuce. Now, obviously, if you look right here, what we need to do is we need to open up one of these columns to move this king, or move another king, potentially, and move this queen. But we need to do something, and we need to do it fast, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. So that's where we're kind of at right now. I believe there's a red 8, so we'll be able to move this 7, I believe. But let's first visit the question of which of these 10s we should go after. And my answer is probably going to be neither one of these, unless, of course, one of them were to open up a column. Then that would be a strong candidate. But there's a lot of cards here. Let's play the 10 of hearts first. And that gives us a 3 we can move. The jack we can move. But I think there was a red jack in here, I believe. So we may consider taking that back, because if that red jack is our only move, we're in trouble. But hey, let's see what we can move here. We got an 8. We can move that, and we can't move the 4. And I think, yeah, I think there was a red jack. Oh, no, that's an interesting move, though, because that gives us the 3 of diamonds right here. That makes it interesting. And then we still have the 8. And then, oh, the jack was the jack we moved. We must have moved that jack earlier, or shouldn't have moved the jack earlier. So that is something to consider. Let's go back and see what's under the other 10, just because, you know, we probably should. And that is a king. That's a good, interesting card. We can move this queen. And then we can't really move anything else. Now, this jack, I think we pulled a little too fast. Let's go back here. Yeah. We're actually going to take the jack in the front of the draw pile, just because we can maneuver some stuff around. But that's something to keep in mind here going forward. So one option was that 3 that was moving this 10. That may be the option we're going to take, because if we can move this 3, we can also move this ace of clubs and potentially get some cards up into the foundation pile. So let's go over there and see what we got here. It appears, I'm just going to see if there's any other moves. There's no other moves. So what we're going to do, of course, is move that 8. And before we move the jack and the 5, what we want to do is see if there's any cards behind that. The first card that would pull is the 3. The second card, of course, is the 4 of hearts. We want to do the 3 of hearts first. So what we're going to do, of course, is we're only going to play this 8. We're going to come back and we'll play the 3 of hearts the next time around. So going back again. And we will play this 3 of hearts, but we want to see if there's any other moves. There happens to be a red 7 here. We can move that, and we will. And we're not moving this jack, of course. Remember, we're moving the jack in front of that. So, going to click through again. Before we move the 3 of hearts, we want to see if there's any other moves. And it appears there are not. So we're going to go ahead and move this 3 of hearts. And we're not going to move this jack yet because we want to move the 4 of hearts. We want to get as many cards out as possible. That's the goal here. And we kind of have to maximize our moves, otherwise we're not going to be able to solve this. So, and also keep in mind, there's this 7 can go over here. We're going to do it right now. Now the question is, do we play this king or do we play the other king? I believe there's another king right there. So let's first see what's under this king. That's a queen. Okay. So we have 2 black queens. Ideally, with this situation, we could open up another one of these columns. Don't know if that's going to be possible, but that's going to be our best option. We're going to hold on this king and see what other moves are there. So 4 goes up, and we can't drop the 5 of diamonds. So what we're going to have to do, of course, is play the jack. And I think we have to play this 5. We don't have to, but we want to, because we want to get this 4 over here. And there we have the setup as it is. So let's go back and cycle through again. I like to cycle through this a lot if you haven't noticed already. And that's just to try to figure out the number of moves. Hopefully I'm explaining what I'm thinking as I'm going here. So we have, under this king, we have a queen. Okay. Under this is where it gets tricky. There's a red king under here. Okay, so one option is to move the red king there, and then move the 8, and then we get the 7, and then that's going to be a good option because it results in an open column still, and then it allows us to keep going with this column. So that's going to be an option we're taking there. Now, the next question is, do we move, which one of these queens do we want to move? In other words, do we move the king over and then choose a queen? And then, of course, we're going to have to tackle, we'll have to consider this here. Remember this 10 right here, there was a 4, a black 4 under there. We kind of have to move this 3. So that sequence of moves resulted in this 3 being moved. So we don't know yet. We're going to figure this out. So we're going to see if this gets us a path. If this doesn't get us a path, we're going to go back and put this 10 in place of the 10 of diamonds. Right there. That's if this path does not work. We've got 2 options with the queen, and we've got a bunch of stuff we can move around. Let's see where we go. So we're going to play the queen of spades first. That gives us a 2 of diamonds. That's kind of a dead end. We could find a 3. No, that's kind of a dead end. So that's not working. Well, let's try the queen of clubs. 3 of spades. We can move that. 5 of hearts. Maybe. Was there a 4 here? There was a 4 here. But is there a red 3? And can we move any more cards? Well, we dropped 1, so let's see how this goes on the reset. There is a 3. That's the 3 we wanted to move. That's also the 3 that was under here. Or no, sorry, there was a 4, a black 4 under one of these 2, I believe. So that's something to consider. Let's see if we can figure out how to execute this, though. Okay, looking through here. We're going to play the 3. And then the question is, that 5 would drop, so we don't want that to drop. We would want the 6 to drop. So if we play... This is where it gets really, really tricky. One way we can go is we can play the ace. We leave this 6 here. We don't play it. But playing this 6 would open up a column, right? So that's one issue. But on the other hand, we have this red 6 right here. If we play that down below, we can move this 5. And remember, this queen had a 2, I believe. 2 of diamonds, I believe. But that 2 could go under the 3. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's try this option first. We got the queen. Oh, actually, we can play both. I totally missed that. I forgot there's a king there, so we could play the 6. So we get both options. But if we had one option to consider, that would make it a little bit tougher. I don't always catch everything. Try to, but that's kind of cool. So one more option here. There's a 2 of diamonds. The question is, what's under that? A 10. Okay, we can move that 10. And now the real question is, can we find a red 9 so we can move this 8? Or, you know, I think that's our only... Well, yeah, that's our only kind of move here. We'd really like to get this going, but I don't know if that's going to happen. There's a red 9 there. We're going to get to it in a couple cycles. There's the king. Now, can we find a queen? Because we're going to need a red queen to be able to even consider getting to this 10. Otherwise, we'll have to figure out another way. We don't have the ace of diamonds down right now. And we don't have any high clubs or spades, so we're not going to be able to use the foundation pile. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. So the 9 is going to be the first card down. We'll play that. We'll move the 8 and keep our fingers crossed. That's a 4 of clubs. That is not quite what we want to see here. Because we can't really put it up. We can put the 2 of clubs up, but we can't really put anything else up there. So it looks like, yeah, because we can't do anything with spades. We can't really do anything here. So that kind of puts us at a little conundrum here. So the other question, of course, was, it goes back to, well, really, there's a couple things here. There's the 2 4s. I don't know if we can go back and swap this 4 out for a 4. And this is something you want to look at when you're at the end of a game. You know, can we swap this 4 of clubs out for the 4 of spades? Can we swap the 7 of diamonds out for the 7 of hearts right there? You know, can we? Maybe we can, maybe we can't. We probably can't. Then again, you know, back to this 10. Can we swap this 10 out for the 10 of diamonds? That's another big question. You know, because we had a 3 under it, and I believe it was this black 4 that came out. So, yeah, we're gonna have to go back to where that 10 came from. If you want, you can go ahead and fast forward like maybe 20-30 seconds, and you should see what the result is. Okay, we're back to this square one here. Do we play this instead? Okay, we drop the 10. And there's a 3 of clubs. We can move that. There's a jack. We can move that. There's a 9. I believe we're going to move the 8 under that. And a 4 of clubs. What was under this again? It was a queen. So there were 2 queens. I think we elected to play... We could play either way. But we need a red king, I believe. We need to figure out a way to get that other 10 down as well. So let's look here. We want to get this 10 down. Do we want to drop the king now? That's a good question. Because this king's not really very valuable unless we get one of the red queens out. So we can move this 9 here. Okay, that's the ace of diamonds. That's not bad. Okay, there's a red queen. That's good. And yeah, that move will be good because it keeps a column open so we can still move another king. But more importantly, it allows us to move this 10 of diamonds as well, which is what we wanted. We wanted to be able to move both of these cards. Now the question is, do we want to move this queen here with the 2? That probably works. And then we just have to free up this other king here, and then we can move the queen that's under here. There's a black queen right here that can go under the king. So, let's see what we can do here. We can move this 9. We can't yet move this 2 of clubs. We will be able to. But what was under this king again? That was the 8. We can move the 8, and that's a good card for us because now we can move the 7 over, and it basically frees up some space for us to get this king out, of course. So queen, jack goes over here. We can move this 10 over, and we got 2 black 10s, so it doesn't matter. We don't have to hold it for anything. So now, again, the question is, we got to get this king out, and we could keep cycling through, but I want to solve this from the back. So we're going to pull this 4 of hearts, we're going to pull this 3, we're going to drop the 2 of clubs there, and then, of course, we will move the king down, and that will allow us to move the queen over, and that gives us a 3 of spades. We can move that, and that's a good card, 5 of hearts. That gives us two different options here. One option is to bring this spade down. Another option is to open up this column here. I'm going to lean toward the column, but before I do that, I want to see what other options there are. Okay, we have the 3 of diamonds, and I think we could play both ways here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the 3 of diamonds, we'll play the ace of clubs, and then we'll move this down, I believe. Yeah, I think we can move both options here. So we're going to bring the spade down, we'll bring the heart down, we'll bring the diamond down, and yeah, we have both options. And we're going to get both of these columns open. We'll move the 4 of clubs there, we'll move the 8 of spades there, and of course we'll move the 5 of clubs right there. And we just need to move some cards up, and then we'll have this solved. So 2 of clubs, 3 of clubs, we'll go, oh, there's a 2 of spades under here. How do I know that? Because there's not a 2 of spades anywhere else. So what we need to do is move, let's see, probably either hearts. It's going to be either hearts or clubs. We're going to have to move clubs, and we're going to have to move either hearts or diamonds with that until we get the 7 uncovered. That's the goal here. You can work any 2 of the opposite color up, and then as long as you have enough of them out there, and then of course you can uncover this 7 of diamonds. So 4 of diamonds up, 5 of diamonds up. It looks like it's going to be diamonds in clubs. So we need to put the 5 of clubs up top. If you'll notice, the 5 of clubs has a 4 of hearts under it. You'll also notice there's a 5 of spades. We're going to move this 4 of hearts over there. So the 5 of clubs can go up, 6 of clubs can go up. Now we need to look at this again. We got the 6 of diamonds and the 6 of hearts. We're obviously going to move the 5 of spades over right there. Now the 6 of diamonds can go up, the 7 of diamonds can go up, and we have solved the puzzle. And of course, that is going to wrap this up. I am signing out. I would like to thank you for watching, and remind you that if you want to look at more tips and stuff, in addition to this, I would highly recommend checking out Solitaire Complete Tip Guide, and as well as some other videos if you have not already. Anyway, that wraps us up. I am signing out. Thanks for watching, and good luck.